Barbara Teen Sports listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We welcome you all to join us every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. right after the news. This is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes and all the people and all the beautiful businesses that support those athletes. Dr. D, how you be?
Well, pretty amazing for the first Tuesday in February.
Love it.
February.
You better put in what you got to do something really special for the love of your life.
I already did. Considering this being the 3rd of February, I did yesterday.
Nice.
Had a very nice time.
Fantastic.
And looking forward also to Valentine's Day. We'll celebrate a day early.
Why?
I have a double header that I have to produce games for here on Saturday the 14th. 14th falls on a Saturday of all days.
I know. Can you imagine? Well,
would have been beautiful.
7 years, right?
Or maybe I'll take her up to Cambria on Sunday.
You should take her to the ball game.
No, she is not a sports fan.
Oh, no. Don't take her to the ball game. Take her to the spa.
That's it.
Yeah, Chris and Bella.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll make her phone.
She wants the facial.
Okay, she got it.
She doesn't. She gets her nails done elsewhere.
She wants a facial?
Yeah.
I'm not going to hit my hand on this.
Don't, please. You'll hurt your hand.
That facial, okay?
It's not about the vibration going up the boom.
No,
it's about hurting your hand.
It's whatever she wants. I love her. She is all better?
She is doing great.
Fantastic.
She is doing just great.
Yeah, well, we love you, Dr. D.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, everything that you've done is really cool. And I know we're getting the Westmont ad being up.
That's coming up.
Woo! Westmont's in the house. Put your hands together.
The Boys and Girls Club. I just received an email.
Woo! Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, we're going to have a big surprise for the Boys and Girls Club.
Was it Mr. Michael Baker, is it?
Yes.
Yes. Just got that email, so I'll respond to him and we'll set things up and get those in rotation.
It's so awesome. And you never do shout outs for yourself, but if anybody out in the world needs anything produced in an Audible book or anything like that, Dr. D is in the house. Dr. D is the best.
I have to say that is probably one of the funnest things to do is an audiobook. Not me recording them as in terms of reading them, but in terms of recording and following along and making sure everything's done right. And then when it's the finished product, now you can put it. You can put them on your phone, which is so cool.
Very cool.
And just listen to them.
Speaking of Audible books, well, she didn't do a book, but she did a nice little. What do you want to call it? Did you have a name for that?
I did an MP3 regarding an abundance meditation.
Abundance meditation, Dominique Hackett, our happiness coach. We needed to feel abundant.
Yeah.
It's 2015.
Exactly.
You know, it's the year. Do you know what it is in the Chinese calendar? You know what animal it is?
The sheep.
Of course you would know that. That was a dumb question. I should have asked it to somebody that didn't know that. I would think that did not know to answer. What does that mean? Do you know?
I've got to re-look it up. Maybe some of our other co-hosts know.
Oh. Okay. No,
everyone's all right.
It's like they're doctors.
We'll figure it out in the break.
This is really. I thought we'll Google it at break.
Yeah. But I do know this that it sort of has to do with Confucianism and Buddhism about the qualities of a human being, and so there are just really gentle qualities to the sheep that are exalted during this year.
Wow. Okay, that just put me in a spin. I'm supposed to be getting jacked. Not talking about all that.
We're going to exalt you.
Oh, that's what whoops, you just maybe broke my pen. What happened? Did you hear that click?
Yes, the zap. It got you right across the room.
Broke my pen. Okay, to your right, we have Dr. Scott Noble. How you doing, Doctor?
I'm doing great, Erica. Thank you.
Oh, Dr. Noble, he's trying to help my hip get better. It's still owies, though. Yeah. Sorry I missed my appointment today.
That's quite all right. We'll reschedule you.
Okay, I figured I'd say it on the air.
There you go.
Not like you're not amazing. Okay, but boy, there's something about when that phone rings, and if they're older, you know what I mean. They need to see me.
Yeah.
I can crawl to their house just as easy as I can crawl to your practice to get better. No.
Yeah.
Looking at me.
Very good.
Okay, fine. That's because I didn't do the 3 things you wanted me to do. So why get scolded? Why start the day getting scolded? Right?
I know. There's homework to these things.
I know. There's work. I don't know.
Oh.
I know. I've got to go see another doctor. Maybe Dr. Jessie Carroll. How you doing, doctor?
I'm good. A little under the weather.
Oh, I won't be seeing you then.
Doctor is sick. But other than that, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How was your weekend?
Good. It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I know you have some thoughts that you want to share with us, but you won't tell me what it is, so it's February and it's Valentine's.
Yeah, I want to talk about how important it is to not just have like a healthy relationship with someone else, but to really have one with yourself first.
Book a concept, quite a concept.
I know, and that's, not really talked about that much.
Actually, it is.
Focus on other people. And,
Wow.
I want Valentine's Day to be a time to love you.
Wow. I think we should start. Everybody should go to Kisi Bella Spa. Okay, we should all just be Teen Sport. If you say Teen Sports Radio, guess what they do?
Give you everything for free.
No.
Dang it.
No. Well, they do for me. Okay? No, not for me. They're going to donate 10% to the challengers.
Oh,
and we
cool.
have Reta Slay here today. She's in the house, and I'm going to give her that announcement, and she's going to be just tickled to death because I got actually 2 businesses that have made the same promise to moving forward for 2015, 10%.
Awesome.
Okay, you're not supposed to be here right now, Reta. That's okay. I'm going to tell you, okay? It was awesome. It is awesome.
It is awesome.
Okay? That's what we need for 2015. Sharing is caring. That's what I like. Oh, she's so happy. Ooh, that's exciting. All right, so we've got a couple of guests that I want to introduce, and we're going to go to break. We've got Joe Chenoweth with Santa Barbara High School. Woo! He brought his daughter, Ellie, and I'm excited to meet her. We got Mike Wilson, and that's going to be really exciting. He's returning. He is a performance coach. Very excited. And, of course, the founder of the Challengers, Reta Slay, Dr. D.
And just a quick update on the Chinese New Year. It starts the 15th of February this year through the 7th of next year.
Of February.
Okay.
All right. And you know something? I'm looking behind me because everybody's pointing, okay? We have Saul Alacarz! Woo! Owner of Santa Barbara Glass. I get the first hug. Ooh, yeah. Thank you.
I love this girl.
I wanted to, not everybody was here that was with our dinner, but thank you so much. Everybody so appreciated their little gifts that they got, and I hope I gave the right gift to the right person because I was like, just kind of going through and grabbing like an octopus, you know what I mean? And just kind of looking, and then it was kind of funny because I'm like, oh, no, you wouldn't want this one. So I literally would
Everybody
take
were
it.
happy.
Yeah, I took away 1 or 2 and then switched it because I just thought that and then one person I think was sad, so we'll have to talk later because I think I'm going to have to get another purple one. Is that okay?
Anytime.
Do you mind?
No?
No?
Not at all. Not at
Do
all.
we love Saul?
Yes, we do.
So just tell everybody where you're located.
All right. First of all, it's good to be here. It's been a long time since I was here the last time. But it's good to see Erica and meet every one of you. And we are located at 706 East Mason. And you can look us up under SantaBarbaraArtClass.com.
Nice.
And our phone number is 805-965-1541.
Fine. And I did talk to Gina. What we're going to do, and I think it's either February or March, we're going to donate a little class, for a team. Okay, like we do every year. And just so happens we've got Joe Chenoweth to the right. He's all excited. He's like, whoa! Santa Barbara High School hasn't won such a class yet. What a good little team builder. So we'll put, he's looking at me like it's mine. He says, I don't know yet. I feel pressure now. Okay, we'll see. Maybe it could be like one of those auctions and we could give 2 away, maybe.
Sure.
Okay, well, we'll see. All right? So don't go anywhere.
That'll be fun.
Okay? Stick around. This is Erica Salda. It's go time. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. right after the news. Well, wow. Saul Alacarz in the house, live, in person. Can I ask you one question?
Yes, sure.
Is when you were a little boy and you took that walk across the border, okay? Tell us about that. Give us just a 2-minute little rendition. And this is why I let's just making a call out. And this is totally I just say drop the borders. After I hear your story and a lot of people that just wanted to have an opportunity and the opportunities and everything that you've actually given back. You know what I mean? Because when we create borders, it's a lot of drama. So talk about how you got over here. It's actually a cool story.
Sure. Well, if I talk about it, I need probably a few days. It's a long story, but I can tell you really quick. I left. I was born in Baja, and I left. I wasn't doing well over there. I was doing a lot of drugs when I was a kid. But I had an overdose when I was 13, and that's when I decided that to leave that country. And I didn't know where I was going. I just wanted out of there, and I wanted a better life. And I wouldn't be alive if I wouldn't have done this. So I left when I was 13, and I came to this beautiful city when I was 13. And if you want to read the whole story, you can Google my name, and it's probably the second or the third. You can read my life story, but making it short. So I ended up in this beautiful city, and I couldn't speak English, couldn't work, couldn't go to school because I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any family here. So, when I see young kids nowadays, that's why I love young people, because they are born in this country and they take it for granted. Man, if I would have that chance, I could be the president of this country. That's how I see it,
Aww.
But that's what I talk to young people. I mean, they can go as far as they want, being able to go to school, having parents and all that. So anyways, read my story. But I ended up, like I said, in this beautiful city. Now I have my own business. I have a beautiful family, 2 young kids. Good citizens too. We created good citizens. So that's awesome for me, and I'm just enjoying life.
Your story is so inspiring.
You got to read it.
The nice thing is, what I most appreciate about you is that when we started this show 4 years ago, I mean, you've been such a supportive business in our community that we've built, because anything that I need for one of the linked nonprofits, you'll make it so we can donate it to raise money for that nonprofit. So thank you very much for that. Honestly, God. I haven't even totaled it up. It's probably a good $20,000-$25,000. So things like that are not mentioned, but because I know now everybody's got to know. Okay. So, but I really appreciate it, because you just never say no. So, and we got Joe Chenoweth here. If anybody, because raising money right now is a very difficult thing. And, I talked to a couple of coaches just recently over here at DP that have been our guests. And these are guys that are putting in so many hours and plus having a full-time job. And like Erica, the last thing I want to do, he goes, no disrespect, I love my kids, but I don't want to be washing cars all day on a Saturday. And I just don't, I'm looking at that as I wouldn't want to be washing. I want you to be home with your family. You know what I mean? You're with the kids, and plus you got another job, and these guys are not like these club coaches where they're paid a significant amount of money. They get a stipend, and then they got to share that. We're going to get into that with our next guest here that we're going to be talking to, Joe Chenoweth. Nice. But I don't know, things are going to have to start changing. So I'm just really encouraging businesses, because honest to God, if you talk to your CPA, there's a way to break out money. If you owe money, you could pay less money. Just take a portion of that and donate it. Okay. It's the same darn money. Yes. But at least you feel really good about it, about the percentage that you can just gift away. And I don't understand why. That's just the key thing of my practice, but we're going to be having some pretty nice big checks coming out here this year. So
did you know, Erica, that Santa Barbara County is the largest nonprofit center in the United States?
I'd probably say the world. Yeah. It's such a good place to live. It just all is. But thank you very much, Saul, for being out here. All right, Scott Noble, I know he's got appointments up the kazoo today, and I wanted you to share what you had to share. You have something really exciting.
I do have something exciting, Eric. I just got back from a great seminar in Denver this weekend, and some of the concepts there just really, I think there's a lot of applicability to just about everything, any living system, in fact. So what I'm talking about here is the balance between stability and instability, and how every living system, in order to evolve, actually needs a bit of both, working in tension with each other in order to grow. Let's give some examples. If your heart rate actually gets exceedingly regular, it's a sign that you're about to have a heart attack. If you actually take equilibrium to a literal degree, as we call it homeostasis in medical sciences, but if it's actually equilibrium, then you're dead, because there's always food, air, oxygen coming in and waste going out. So we're in a living system, there's always this middle range that's healthy. So applied to our lives, sometimes, especially honestly in a place like this where a lot of things are taken for granted, I loved your point there, that you could have actually, do a lot more with your life if you don't take these things for granted. Well, we've got lots of exposure to great, activities in this place, lots of exposures to healthcare, lots of exposures to great food, and sometimes sometimes it's a little bit too stable. We've all got our insulated lives, and finding ways to stir up ourselves is a really important thing. Another example is aging. It's well documented that if you continue reading, continue learning new things as you age, that you're likely to live longer. So creating a good balance of not only having the things that create us make us comfortable, but also the things that maybe challenge us. So my recommendation is for everybody to go out and do something that you don't think you're going to be good at. And, whether that's volunteering with a group that it makes you a little uncomfortable, push your own comfort zones, because this is a way that you can continue to create the tension to grow. And any living system, this applies across the board, whether you're talking about an emotional system or in athletics, for instance. Your Olympic athletes are doing balance exercises and then adding wobble boards underneath to create instability so that they're ready for doing the thing that isn't predictable. And if we all do this in our lives and find a better balance with not only our stability but our instability, we're going to grow. So
interesting.
That's what I got.
All right, I know Jessie wants to add to that. She's all a couple of 4 or 5 things. Come on, let's go.
Adding to what Dr. Scott, instability. Yeah.
It kind of goes along with what you were preaching today.
Yeah. So also, I've found that when good things happen, we get stressed out also. Like, stress isn't always a bad thing. That can actually be a really good time to kind of reevaluate how we manage our stress and that kind of thing.
I'd say stress is an essential thing. We've got the stress of gravity at any given time. Why do you think we grow upright? We've got if we create a constructive stress in our life, it gets us to fulfill our deadlines. If it gets us to, kick it into gear a little bit more at the end. I mean, certainly athletics. Why do we gain muscle? Because we actually tear the muscles a little bit, and then the proteins come in and build the muscle. So, if everything's in the static place and we're spending all of our energy trying to keep everything perfect and stable, we're actually kind of robbing ourselves of the potential to grow.
The fascinating thing about this is we so much live our life looking outside, but there's so much that we have to learn looking inside and seeing how it is that our body is processing and how our body is helping us expand our enjoyment of our life. And so trying to hide away and create this safety zone where nothing bad happens doesn't lead to a happy life.
You've learned that firsthand. I mean, you had to totally change your whole, you changed your whole life.
I did.
I did. Everything that you've done, you've had to. You actually had to almost do like you reverse engineered your life.
Yep, I had to.
Good one, huh? That was deep. I'm getting the flow of this whole conversation.
So did that require an upset to your life to kick off a whole new life?
Absolutely.
There you go.
I had it's sort of like a record or a groove in a record. I mean, no kids don't play records these days, but in my day, the groove in the record is what happens when you have routine set in, and that groove can get so deep that you don't venture out of your comfort zone. But really, happiness, everything in nature happens on the edge, on the cliff,
right,
on the side.
And back before we had all the insulations in our society, there was a lot more instability just inherent in our lives. But now that we're in these, nice little places that everything's kind of predictable and everything, we've got to actually introduce instability into our life to keep growing. We're not hunters and gatherers anymore with a bunch of, and it makes sense if you are a hunter and gatherer to want to know where your food's coming and to have more stability in your life, because at that time in history, there was a lot of instability. But now it's kind of the opposite. There's too much stability in our lives, and we've got to find constructive ways to add in the opposite.
I know that even walking barefoot on the beach is really helpful.
The proprioception to your brain, like you literally light up your brain more on a brain scan if you're walking barefoot. Why? Because the bottom of your foot has a ton of proprioception, and if your foot isn't breathing and all of the joints aren't moving where the mechanoreceptors are, then you're not getting stimulation to your brain. What do? We walk on flat, hard surfaces. Even our stairs are flat and predictable. So
I wear Uggs.
Go to the park barefoot.
Barefoot.
Get your feet to actually, or get 5-finger shoes. That's why they're so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do that.
All right. That's my piece.
Dr. D gave me the smushy sign. That means it's go time. Everybody's just sitting intrigued. I know. Okay, but we have so much more. So stay tuned for more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show, and I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. right after the news. And please, Dominique, tell me that you know where else we're being showed, because
I was going to ask you that question.
You remember, please. Does anybody?
I do. Okay.
We're very popular
on Instagram.
Yes.
We are on YouTube.
Yes.
That's really cool. You can re-listen to the broadcast. It's kind of like a podcast. We are on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And we are on the internet. And if you want a really short URL, SBTSR.com.
It's so cute. And then you can find us Tuesdays at 9 o'clock, Tuesdays at 11 o'clock, Sunday at 2. PM. And then
unless there's a game on.
Unless there's a game
on, we're on at 8.
Right. And then Monday at 3 a.m.
You got it.
If you're listening to that show, I'm so sorry.
No. If you're listening to that show, it's going to lead you back into 4 or 5 hours of wonderful sleep.
Oh, yeah. See that? Oh, I love this. All right. Let me tell you who we have in the house right now. We've got next up my dear friend, Reta Slade. Put your hands together. Woo! Reta!
Hey, Erica. It's good to be back.
Nice to be back. We've had some fun times together. I always bring this up, and I was told this story just the other day of how we went to the Christmas parade a couple of years back, right? Wasn't that a funny total comedy of errors? I mean, everything was put together the last minute. It was awesome. We had the Rolling Pet Vet, hospital in front of us. We had a Model A truck, right? That was all studed up. We had music. We had Santa. I bought the money that we all put up to put this all together was amazing. And sadly, though, I had a little Achilles issue, so I had 2 boots on. Okay, and this is all going on with my 2 boots, but that was okay because I have my little convertible, and you and I were going to. The plan was you were going to drive. We were going to go in this convertible, and we were going to go. Well, the thing was, we had this one gentleman, and sadly, he's passed, my dear client, Mr. Thayton, and we love you. And he just gunned it. Okay, so you would think, how can you gun a Model A?
We couldn't keep up with him.
No, so when it was like sheep. It's the year of the sheep, right? So as soon as he took off, there went the Rolling Pet Vet thing. There went Dr. D jumps in the bird. He takes off. So you and I
we're walking.
Kids,
we're walking.
Yep. That was the longest walk of my life, okay? Because literally like Robo-Mom, okay? Yeah. Because I just had to keep both legs straight, and you were crying. So, I'm serious. You don't share like fun times, you know. So I felt like I was in high school with you like that. I just couldn't stop laughing. And then we couldn't even get any candy because by the time we got to all the candy was gone.
God.
I know. We didn't get a candy cane, got nothing. Absolutely not looking for crumbs. I was that's the only thing that kept me going.
But good memories. Good memories.
Love those memories. So listen, how many years has it been now since the challenges has been, because it's blown up. You blew it up.
I think we started in 2004 with about 7 kids.
Right.
And we celebrated our 10th year this year, and we have over 150 kids and growing, playing in Ventura, Carpinteria, Goleta, and Napomo and Lompoc. So
when
moving up the coast.
Okay, when you got started, I don't think anybody could have like wrote a script and said, okay, you're going to be one of the founding moms, okay, which has been just so huge. And like any mom, because there's a lot of moms out there want to just help their kids, and why don't you tell the story how that all took place?
Well, I really give credit to my son, Keaton, who was born in 1996, and probably around 7 or 8 came to me and said, Mom, I want to play baseball. And I call it a mom moment, and I think other moms know when you've just got to stop and get yourself together and think about the answer before you just comes out of your mouth, because I just was not going to look at him in the eye and say, I'm sorry, they don't let kids like you play. Mm-hmm. Keaton was born with Down syndrome. And I knew in my heart of hearts there wasn't a team sport out there for him at that time, and I started making phone calls. I just said, Keaton, let Mom make some calls, and I called from one end of the county to the other, and there were none with our typical programs for teen sports, youth sports. The last call was to Dos Pueblos Little League, and I got a hold of a board member. He said, I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Call me back, and said, you bring the kids, we'll get you started. So It was a collaboration. The Little League knew of this program. They had a heart for it. Their board opened up their fields, gave us equipment, uniforms, and brought those typical Little League players to be our buddies. And that was our first season. It was 4 weeks long. Now we're running 12-week regular Little League season with Challenger programs at these all major fields on the Central Coast. And we have then the typical Little League buddies come out to be our helpers every week. And every local high school and college in town comes out on our fields to be buddies during the season.
Nice, huh?
Yeah, we're just thrilled. Woo! We're thrilled. And the cheerleaders, Dos Pueblos cheerleaders, have been out faithfully every year for our opening Back to the Ball Fields rally, which is happening in just a few weeks, February 28th, Gersh Park from 10 till noon. Our local Northside Optimists put on a ballpark lunch, free hot dog, chips, and soda for the kids. And we have a DJ that comes out. But the kids come to sign up for baseball. Children in wheelchairs or autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, any type of disability is welcomed on the ball fields. And we need volunteers and sponsors to make this program work.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I share this story with everybody that I talk to when you received a donation through Teen Sports Radio with European Sun, and you went out there, and you talk about that.
Well, it just was amazing because she called. She says, "No, we don't just want to give money or give, donation to you when patrons come in and say Challengers or Teen Sports Radio, but we're sending our staff. My staff is going to be out at your ball field every single week. So we've just enjoyed them so much. They work together on a field with our younger players, and I think they've just had a blast."
Yeah, Lisa Rozak. Let's put your hands together for Lisa Rozak. I've known her, I've been so blessed. Our children are the same ages, and we went through the whole St. Raphael's Bishop. And the one thing I love about her is the time when her kids were all trained. And these are all UCSB blonde bombshells, right?
They're beautiful.
It's awesome, right? And they're all there. And, she has a definite, because it's European Sun, it's a tanning place. So you've got the best of the best. And I remember the first day that they showed up a few years back, and it was pouring. So you actually had to be inside the gym at DP High School. They let you have the cafeteria or something. And the moments that they shared, actually, she had to close her shop for almost 2 hours because the girls had all decompress in a joyous way, but they all lost it. You know what I'm saying? But, with that, she said she just couldn't even believe the emotion that got poured out of it. So it's just awesome. So, again, and she definitely, after the show, I want you to go because she's donating. I don't know what Sundays. I'm sorry, I was in the car on the way, but she has Sundays that she's donating for February, and I don't know. If you say I say February, March, April, just say I said it. Okay? Shh, don't. She doesn't listen to the show. Hey, she gets commercials.
That's right.
EuropeanSun.com.
Yeah.
She gets everything. Right, Dr. D's making sure she's on every single show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, and people love her. So, go and visit her after the show.
Okay. I want everybody to know if you'd like to come out and stretch yourself, do something different, volunteer with us, or donate, sponsor a team. We could use it all, and you just go to gochallengers.org.
Beautiful.
And if you need a phone number, it's 805-681-9165.
Right. She's also featured on Teen Sports Radio on the Week Here 805. You can go there, and you just click it, and then boom, it goes right to your
to Challenger website.
Challenge website. Okay.
All right.
Well, we love you.
What a great way to step out of your comfort zone and comfort someone who's stepping out of their comfort zone.
These kids are great. They play ball. They
you
really
don't have years and years and years, and you know this, Reta. I try to do the coffee because I'm good at that. Okay, but I like to go to Starbucks and grab the coffee for Reta because she gives you coffee. There's donuts and everything. Now we got to stay away from the carbs. I get that, but it's early in the morning. It's a little chilly out there in March.
Well, we work with a lot of college kids. I'm not asking what they did the night before. I just want them awake and ready on that field at 9 o'clock.
That coffee is black and it's hot.
It's ready.
That's how
I bribe them. I bribe them.
All right, Reta Slate, put your hands together.
Right.
Thank you so much, Reta. We love you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hey, this is Erica Saul. With Go Time, we got to take some more, another break. And please recognize those sponsors of the show and support them in our community. We'll be back after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. right after the news. Wow, we have had patience and more patience. You'd think we were doctors, okay? But we're not, all right? And I am so... Look at that beautiful smile. We've got Ellie Chenoweth in the house with her dad. Joe, put your hands together. Woo! Santa Barbara High School's kicking it. We'll start off with the dad before we get to your beautiful daughter. So talk to us. We've got a lot of stuff going on. It's February something, 3rd. It's February 3rd. It's a beautiful day.
Yes.
Yes.
Exciting.
And Santa Barbara's still the king.
Well, we're doing quite well in a number of athletics, sports, and we couldn't be more pleased. So it's exciting. Our basketball program for both the girls and boys are doing extremely well. We're fighting for a Channel League championship.
Nice.
In both. We play some teams down south, Ventura Buena, and they're as strong as we are in Dos Pozos and San Marcos. So the Channel League in general is very strong. And then our wrestling programs had a really strong turnaround as well.
Nice.
Head off by our coach Brian Pearson and a number of assistants, and they're kind of bringing a program back to Santa Barbara High School, which has kind of gone through a little bit of a lull. So it's kind of nice to see the energy of these young men and under Brian's leadership compete.
Nice.
Now
you have a new weight room.
We have a new weight room.
That kind of helps.
We have one of our teachers, and one of the great things is all our athletic teams work out on 6th period with Will Gonzalez.
Right.
He's a certified trainer, and kind of what was discussed a little earlier about kind of stimulating different muscle growth, and that's by basically changing the feel of you have fast twitch, slow pitch muscle fibers, and he's shocking them to get the max out of each athlete.
Nice. And
we see the importance of it, so we're pleased that our athletes can work out with a legitimate certified trainer.
Right. And do you, because I've been out of high school for quite a number of years here, is the high schools, are they doing anything right now as far as getting the kids in touch with themselves, like their own personal, I mean, you don't want to, like religion, I know you can't go there, but like, I don't know, meditation, is there any type of,
It's. I know one of your guests talks about mental strength. We've had a number of coaches that have come in actually work as athletic trainers, but they also have that mind over power kind of thought process and preparing for certain athletic games. We've had we don't touch on it probably more as much as we need to. But there's definitely a value in it, and I don't think anyone would disagree with that. It just comes down to finances, would it really? So,
right.
But I know the coaches, when they go to their clinics, they do talk about how to control yourself. Try to, if you're too up or too down, you're not going to perform as well. But if you're if you're at that level that you don't let your emotions get the best of you in big games, you will be a better player.
Right.
In the critical moments, and they do talk about that. But obviously, there's special people who specialize in that.
Right. So, good.
Part of what I'm amazed with in watching the kids with their sports and everything is the influence on their academics. Have you had any kids who, like, maybe weren't doing all that well, but then as they grow in their team participation, they find that their academics, they're experiencing just better grades?
That's a great question. We look at it as, and I got to think that all high schools in town do this. All kids come from different backgrounds, not only social, economical, and what have you, but also their ability to handle the classroom and what stresses that might occur and be caused with that. I'm somebody who struggled in school. I'm dyslexic, and my outlet was athletics. And those do go together. And the best coaches that are basically, they're bought in. They're not only for their program, but for the benefit of these young men and women. And we've had a number of meetings with counselors, with kids, and how they can do better in class. And part of that is pulling their coaches in and saying, hey, do you need a little extra time to study for this exam? I'll let you take a little time off from practice so you can do well, knowing that in the big picture that benefits the athletic program. So it is a give and take, but these kids that are bought in, they do a great job. And if they're struggling, it's a team effort to benefit them, not only in academics, but in the classroom as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know that for me, part of my learning self-love as a teenager was taking the challenges of my dyslexia and doing something with that. I actually tried out and got on the drill team. And I did it as a challenge for myself that I could know my left from my right. And it was so much fun. So if there are any teens out there that are thinking about doing a sport or an activity, but they might have a dyslexia or a learning disability that's holding them back, I have to tell you, it was some of the best times I've ever had.
Awesome. Yeah, you know who we have in the house right now? We've got performance coach Mike Wilson. Woo! And, he's been dying to say something right now. I'm feeling it. Mike, say something.
Never. I always patiently wait my turn.
I know. I can feel it. You have all this stuff going on inside. I can feel the little bubbles, and I'm reading them.
You guys brought up a lot of great points, so I'm excited to touch on some of them.
Yeah, so tell me, in your practice, what do you do? Like, I know you do the body, but you do the mind. I know you're way big into the mind.
It's primarily where I spend most of my time. So as a sports psychology consultant, I work with athletes and teams, coaches, administration, over to business professionals in the psychological skills training arena. So everything that has to do with concentration, motivation, team dynamics, cohesion, communication, roles, anything that can make a team better. We build so much on the physical side of athletics. We continue to make athletes stronger and faster and quicker, but mentally, each one of us have a very unique skill and a unique set of pathology where we all need different resources, whether that's more encouragement and more support when we're going for it, or whether that's figuring out how to connect between a coach and a player to get that player to the next level.
Nice.
So anything that has to do with thinking in sport, I'm there.
Yeah, nice. Because that's when you remove all that drama. The production will be there, but the excuses. I don't know what it is, if it's just this generation or whatever like this, but excuses.
Yeah, I think millennials is the word I've heard in pop culture more recently.
So you have no idea, really. Not like I walk into school with holes in shoes in the wintertime. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was like, my God,
right.
it's ridiculous.
Well, you got to evolve with the sport. You have to adapt with the demands of the game, and I think touching base on what was brought up earlier in terms of this idea of stability versus instability, when you look at the greats, you got to look at what made them great in the first place, and that was that they didn't turn back when they had the chance to. So figuring out now in our own lives how we can be great every day, and every time we have the easier option and we choose to not take that, we're pushing ourselves.
I've got a question for everyone. I'm always curious about what motivates people, but so frequently I see students and people around me choosing the easy path, right? And I'm not saying that you should be torturous on yourself, but what is it that gets people to get up at 6 a.m. every morning and go for a run, or do the little extra that they need to do in order to participate in the sport that really inspires them? What gets them going?
Jessie,
that's a huge question.
What gets you going?
That's a very big question.
Just kind of when I can have the opportunity to do something that is in line with my values, my philosophy, as far as working with kids and stuff. I love doing that kind of work because you just see a difference, and it's so huge, and kids can change and adapt so quick, and it's really great working with them and really seeing kind of these immediate differences and how they're willing to try new things, and like everyone's saying, step outside of your comfort zone, find out that there is something new that you're good at, and that can really help build self-esteem and make it a lot easier when, say, they're going off to college, leaving home, really gaining a lot of self-confidence.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Hey, let's take a quick little break, and then we're going to just talk to Ellie when we get back, and she's ready to go now. Look at that smile. Love that smile. This is Erica Saul, the Queen of Teen. It's go time. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. right after the news. And Dominique, where else can you find us?
You can find us on YouTube.
Yes.
Instagram.
That's right.
The internet.
Yes.
TeenSportsRadio. .com.
Nice. I mean, I don't know. When Sloan gets back here, I mean, there's going to be a run now. We're going to have a little song contest, okay? I'm feeling it. All right, we've been so blessed. We've got Mike Wilson in the house, Joe Chenoweth, his beautiful daughter, Ellie, is here. Ellie, I want to talk to you now. You've been so silent and so quiet, okay? Because, I've been overwhelmed with all this great info. How do you like being on the radio? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's really neat.
And then you just found out, surprise, surprise, that this wonderful man behind me, Saul Alacarz, just gave you and your father free glass blowing. Put your hands together. Just the love that's in this room right now. It's awesome. Okay, so I'd like to get pictures of it, okay? And your dad's got my phone number, and I want to see it, because if it's really nice, we could put it up on the site, holding pictures with Daddy and the whole thing. Maybe we could start some kind of contest. It'd be nice. Yeah, we'll just give it to athletic directors, okay? That's
Everything's always a contest with you.
Well, that's my life.
She's an artist, so
there you go.
I think we're going to do quite well.
Hey, never know. So, you don't even know. It could happen. This could be it. You don't
Ellie,
know.
what art do you do?
I am at Santa Barbara Junior High right now, and I'm an 8th grader, and I am doing advanced art. And so we do different projects with drawing, and we did printmaking recently, which was a really neat project.
Okay, go ahead, lay it out, Dee.
My daughter Sasha is an award-winning printmaker, currently at SBCC.
Oh, you want to shadow her for the day? She's a genius. She won all the big awards.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah, from all the schools. CC kicked it. They beat Westmont. They beat UCSB. I mean, she's it. Huh? Isn't that what she just said? Print. I almost fell out of the chair.
I know. My daughter has a piece that's in the SBCC permanent art collection.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So keep pursuing. And actually, she went to Cuba to study.
Wow. That's really neat.
Woo! Cuba! I like Cuba, don't I?
So what's your favorite art that you're doing right now?
Right now we're doing realistic portraits of a grandparent, and so that's really fun. And it's hard because I didn't know if I could do it, but it looks really good so far. So we're going to be entering them into a contest soon.
Nice.
So,
you should have with Julie Shulam. Yeah. She has a piece. One of our co-hosts, newbie co-hosts, has a piece at Cottage Hospital, the new Cottage Hospital.
If you do end up there visiting a friend or relative, it has incredible works of art all around the new wing.
Yeah, it's really neat.
It's really, it's a museum. It's amazing. People want to know what I'm doing there. Who do I know? No, I'm just checking out the art. And food's cheap. If you want to live on a budget, I'm just saying.
Well, but they have a good cafeteria there.
Excellent
they're
cafeteria, and their sacred space is amazing. It's like going to church, get cheap food, and go on a exhibition tour. How many pieces? 600 and some odd pieces.
It's amazing.
It's really cool. Shocking. You don't even see any staff. Where are the people? Where are the nurses? You don't see anybody.
They're caring for their patients.
Are they? And all the rooms are locked in. It's different. It's not like you think a hospital is. We hear people screaming and everything. They got rid of all the sound. You don't hear anybody yelling or no. They don't give you any help anymore. They give you those claws, if you need something. The thing that, no. I'm just saying, I don't know. Why is everybody looking at me? Okay, so talk to me. You're an athlete. Your father's athletic director. No pressure. You're going to Santa Barbara High.
Yes.
You're going to make varsity and everything, right, as a freshman? No.
That would be awesome.
I know. Maybe he can make that happen. I'm just saying.
That's the great thing is she's locked into Santa Barbara High, so she's going to do a fantastic job. And you cannot recruit. It's a big thing.
No, bad word.
But I can recruit her. I have that connection.
There you go. So what's your favorite sport?
I got into a lot of sports when I was really young, and my parents got me into AYSO soccer and Page Youth Center for basketball. But my favorite sport is volleyball. I really love volleyball, and I play on the Santa Barbara Volleyball Club
travel team, and it's really nice. And I have a great coach.
Nice.
And when you're talking about the mental part of sports, we have journals for our volleyball. Each volleyball person has a journal, and we write about what it means to be on a team, and it's
nice.
90% mental and 10% of the physical.
Well,
Someone said that to me. So.
I got the little smushy sign. I feel like I want to have you come back. Can you come back after you go glass blowing?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Okay. Mike Wilson, I want you also to come back because I want to talk to you after the show. I like you. Okay? All right. We have Dr. Jessie Carroll. We had my friend Dominique, and, of course, Dr. Scott. So, Alacarz, we always love you. This is Erica.
And Reta Slade.
Dr. D. It just never ends. It's Erica Salda. We love Santa Barbara. See you next week. Please tune in and join us next Tuesday at KZSB AM 1290 at 9:06 a.m. when we will go behind the scenes with the local students, athletes, coaches, parents, volunteers, and all other teen sports supporters. This is all brought to you by ePro Insurance Agency, leader in gift planning and wealth preservation since 1983. So please follow along and support our student athletes by reading the Santa Barbara News Press, and then join me, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen, Dr. Dugan, my co-host, friends, teens, every week on the Santa Barbara News Press radio station.
You're the best.